Even the most profitable expert advisor will eventually fail without proper risk management. In algorithmic trading, success isn't just about finding winning strategies. It's about surviving the losing periods. That's why controlling lot sizes, leverage, and margin is non-negotiable. The rule of thumb is clear. Never risk more than 1 to 3% per trade and always use conservative leverage, ideally 10.1 or less. Maintaining 30 to 50% free margin acts as your safety net against volatility and unexpected swings. These principles protect your account, reduce the chance of catastrophic losses, and create the foundation for long-term profitability. In this lesson, we'll break down the tools, calculations, and rules that turn risk management from theory into a professional trading framework. Risk management begins with position sizing. Using fixed fractional methods, traders risk only a small percentage of their equity, typically 1-3% on any single trade. This prevents one losing streak from draining the account. For instance, on a $10,000 account, a 2% risk translates to a $200 maximum loss per trade. Simple math, but powerful in protecting capital. Next is leverage control. While brokers may offer leverage ratios as high as 500.1, most professional traders keep theirs conservative, around 10.1 or lower. High leverage amplifies not just profits, but also losses, and a single sharp move can wipe out gains built over months. Conservative leverage ensures smoother equity curves and avoids margin calls during volatile swings. Finally, there's margin discipline. Maintaining at least 30-50% free margin is crucial. This buffer prevents forced liquidations when markets turn volatile. Without it, a sudden spike or flash move can close positions prematurely, locking in unnecessary losses. Think of margin as your emergency oxygen tank. You hope not to need it, but it's the only thing keeping your account alive during a shock move. Lot size, leverage, and margin together form the three levers of sustainable algorithmic trading. Manage them with discipline, and your EAs can keep running through stormy markets, giving you not just profitability, but the confidence that your systems can survive whatever the market throws at them. Every trader faces losing streaks, but how you handle them determines whether your account survives. That's where drawdown comes in. Drawdown measures the decline from a peak to a trough in account equity. For example, if your balance grows to $10,800 and then falls to $8,500, that's a 21.3% drawdown. Why does this matter? Because recovery isn't linear. After a 20% drawdown, you need a 25% gain just to break even. Push that to 50%, and you'll need a 100% return to recover. This is why excessive drawdowns are dangerous. They create uphill battles that strategies may not be able to win. Most professionals set limits. If an EA experiences a drawdown beyond 20 to 25%, it's a warning sign to reassess risk parameters, stop trading, or scale down lot sizes. This prevents a temporary setback from turning into account destruction. But drawdown isn't just a number, it's a psychological test. Traders who don't respect it often abandon systems too early, chasing new strategies at the worst possible time. Learning to manage drawdowns, both financially and mentally, is what separates disciplined system traders from frustrated hobbyists. In short, managing drawdowns isn't about avoiding losses. It's about surviving long enough to let your edge play out. But drawdown isn't just a number, it's a psychological test. Traders who don't respect it often abandon systems too early, chasing new strategies at the worst possible time. Learning to manage drawdowns, both financially and mentally, is what separates disciplined system traders from frustrated hobbyists. In short, managing drawdowns isn't about avoiding losses. It's about surviving long enough to let your edge play out. Perhaps the most sobering risk metric is the risk of ruin, the probability of completely depleting your account. This isn't guesswork, but a mathematical calculation based on position size, win rate, and risk per trade. Consider three scenarios. At 5% risk per trade with a 55% win rate, the risk of ruin is about 15%. That means there's nearly a 1 in 6 chance of blowing up your account. At 2% risk per trade, the risk drops to around 2%. Far safer, but still not negligible. At 1% risk per trade, it plummets to 0.1%, making a wipeout practically impossible unless the system itself fails. The takeaway is clear. Smaller position sizes are your best insurance policy. By keeping risk per trade low, you stretch your account's lifespan and give your strategy room to survive losing streaks. Risk of ruin isn't just a theoretical number. It's a reminder that capital preservation must come before profit chasing. Even the most carefully managed single strategy carries risk. That's why professional traders don't rely on just one EA. They build diversified portfolios of strategies. The idea is simple. Spread risk across multiple approaches, so one system's weakness is offset by another's strength. Here's a sample allocation. 30–40% trend-following EAs. Capture large moves on higher time frames, like 4-hour or daily charts. 25–35% range trading EAs. Profit in sideways conditions, balancing trend strategies. 15–25% scalping EAs. Generate frequent small wins in liquid sessions, requiring strict spreads and fast execution. The key isn't just variety, it's low correlation. Running two trend-following systems on the same pair isn't diversification, it's duplication. True diversification comes from combining strategies that don't move in lockstep, such as mixing a trend follower with a range trader on different symbol. This approach smooths equity curves, reduces drawdowns, and increases the probability of steady growth. Think of it as portfolio insurance. By spreading risk intelligently, you turn unpredictable market conditions into opportunities for stability. Risk management isn't a one-time setup. It's a framework that governs every trade. Professional algorithmic traders define clear mechanical rules and follow them without exception. Start with non-negotiable limits. No more than 1–2% risk per trade, a maximum daily loss of 5%, and a portfolio drawdown cap of 15–20%. These boundaries keep small problems from spiraling into disasters. Next, implement systematic position sizing. Use formulas tied to account balance and volatility, not gut feeling. This ensures that every trade is sized consistently, whether your system is on a winning streak or a drawdown. Finally, monitor and adjust. Review risk metrics weekly. If drawdowns approach limits, reduce lot sizes or pause trading until your systems are re-optimized. Discipline here is what separates a professional operation from gambling. Risk management transforms algorithmic trading from a game of chance into a structured business. It ensures your systems not only make money, but survive long enough to keep doing so. In our next lesson, we'll explore the emotional traps that cause traders to override their EAs, abandon strategies too soon, or panic during drawdowns. Because the hardest risk to manage isn't always in the market, it's in ourselves.